Hi everyone, I'm Book. I'm here with Sandy. Sandy, where are you from?
I am from Taiwan.
When was the last time you go on your vacation and where did you go?
I went to Japan during my winter vacation last year.
What are you concerned the most when choosing your travel destination?
The most thing that concerns me the most is the security in the area where I will be staying, because like during the nighttime it might get dark and I will feel insecure if it's really dark and there's no like cameras around. But if there's lights, a lot of lights and cameras around, I will feel more safe as a girl.
When you're planning to go to Japan, do you have any research on social media?
Yes, I research on Facebook and TripAdvisor and see which places are the most popular and which places has the most review and which places are the ones that I have to go visit. So I do a lot of research before I plan my trip to Japan.
When you travel, do you prefer to go by yourself or with your friend or your family?
When I travel, I prefer to travel with my friends because we have the similar like hobbies and then we will have more fun together. But if it's with my family, there's kind of a restriction on what I can do. For example, I cannot go on a roller coaster with my parents because they are afraid of heights. So I kind of prefer to go with my friends because they will be willing to do like exciting stuff with me.
And that means you participate in extreme sport like skydiving or bungee jumps?
Skydiving I haven't tried yet, but I want to try skydiving someday with my friends if I have the money.
Do you think your culture is high or low context culture? Can you explain in terms of personal relationship, personal space and time?
I think in terms of personal relationship, personal space and the punctuality of the time, I think my culture is kind of both high and low context because they rely both verbally and like they also like want to have like something written down just to like make sure. As for punctuality, they are very punctual, and for example for a job interview or like any formal occasion, like except for like banquets, if you're gonna be late for sure, like you can text, like message your like the other person, like your future employee or the person who is interviewing you, telling them that you'll be around like 5 to 10 minutes late because they are very punctual. So in terms of like personal relationship, they are very like they care a lot about it, and like they kind of categorize, not really categorize, but like they know who is their friend, who is not their friend, and who is trying to just use them for their own good. And I think personal space, I think like the people in Taiwan, they care a lot about their personal space. Like they have an area where people can like come into, but once you step the line, they will get mad and kind of like sort of push you away from them. I think Taiwanese people are both low and high context culture, I think.
Did you find any culture shock in Japan or other country that you have been visited? Can you explain?
Not really culture shock, but the thing that surprises me the most is in Japan, whether you are right or wrong, you have to apologize first. So that's kind of not my culture, but it kind of scared me a bit because if you're wrong, you apologize. That is okay, but if you're right and you apologize, there's no meaning. But in Japan, they have to apologize no matter whether you are right or wrong. So that scares me like a bit.
What are things considered taboo in your country or society?
There are a lot of things that are considered taboo in my country. There's too many taboos.
Can you give me an example?
For example, in my culture, you cannot write a person's name in red because that means like it will bring them bad luck, or you want them dead. And also another area is in the when you eat, you have a bowl of rice and a chopstick. Like when you want to stop eating, you cannot put your chopstick like this because it will mean that you are like giving the rice worship, giving it to the ancestors. But really, if you want to like pause, you have to put it down like besides the bowl. So that this is definitely a taboo. Like sticking the chopsticks in the middle of the rice is a big taboo in my country.
How do you learn or expose yourself to other cultures when you travel to Japan?
When I go to Japan, I will observe the way how Japanese people behave, and I will try to behave like they behave, such as when before they like eat, they have to say itadakimasu before I will eat and thank you for the food. And after they eat, they also have to say gochisousama. That means thank you for the meal. So I try to do that as well while I'm in Japan.
Is there any practice in Japanese culture that you find uncomfortable or contrary to your culture?
There are actually 3 things that are pretty contradicting to my culture. The first one is, as I've mentioned before, apologizing first no matter what. And the second one is taking out. Like in Thailand, you can take out the food from the restaurant, but if you don't finish it. But in Japan, they said like no taking out because they don't want to like waste the food and like waste the plastic bag. So it's kind of a way to save the earth in a way. And the third one is in Japan, if you eat and then walk at the same time, Japanese people will stare at you because that's one of their like kind of taboo. In Japan, they think that if you have a food or drink in your hand, like you have to finish it before you continue walking on, because like they think that if you eat and walk at the same time, you'll get your clothes and the streets dirty, and they will have to hire someone to clean up after you. So they prefer like people to eat first and then continue on walking. So those are the 3 things that I find contradicting.
Okay. Thank you, Sandy, for your time.